all I care about is just making fun, really cool music and not caring and worrying about what genre it is and isn't, and just make good music. And I think everyone should kind of think like that.
Falling on the kickback. Oh, one day I'll promise.
Hey guys, Ethan here with the opening act. This is my extended interview with Florida progressive indie rock band Little Geronimo. Check it out.
You honestly make me glow.
I'm Brandon, I sing in the band.
And I'm David, and I play drums.
How did you guys meet and get it all started?
Me and David met in line for a Circus Survive show, actually. And he was just in front of us, and I just kind of like struck up a conversation with him. And then we started talking about like different kinds of music we like.
Just make all this.
Eventually it led to sending tracks back and forth, and I remember like Change was like just kind of recorded at the time, and then David ended up coming in and like adding drums on it. So Change is kind of like where that whole like the whole band kind of started, really.
Waiting if you change what you focus on with your mind.
Because the drums are playing such like intricate and unique rhythms, I feel like it really adds a lot to the song. Can you guys talk about like how you decide on some of the rhythms and the song structures that you throw in?
Yeah, without that, like especially Change is pretty much just like a pop song.
Yeah.
So I think like we really like utilize that kind of like mathy progressive stuff to kind of like give it an edge from just generic pop music.
Change was a song already, and it was like very much like way more like a pop song. Yeah. And then when David put drums on it, it became like a Geronimo song. That's kind of where the style was kind of created to me, because it was more poppy in the beginning.
And it's the drums especially are really like a collaborative effort. And one of the things I like that I've always like really respected is people that don't know how to play drums, like playing drums in bands, because I think they come up with the coolest stuff. They're just like writing stuff that's perfect for what the song is doing, and not like, oh, but I could do like a 4/4 beat here. They're just like, okay, the guitar goes ba 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 ba, like
Simon says the guitar goes
exactly.
ba ba ba,
like
go ba ba ba.
It's such an interesting thing to me. So like building that like simplicity into my drum parts. Maybe simplicity is the wrong word. Building that like lack of technicality into the drum parts, and just like impulsive, like exploding different things, like I think really brings like a fresh air to it.
Wake up in the morning.
Because it's structured in the way that you guys do it, there's just something that's fresh about it and jumps out.
Yeah, there's a little bit more grit on top of the poppiness.
And our producer hates it because none of the beats like actually go. Like none of them actually go with what the song's doing.
We will never
something
change.
Totally different.
And they can see the broken one.
I like how you're combining sort of the nice, easygoing, relaxing tones with more of like an edgy songwriting structure. Yeah, can you talk about how you decide like your chord structures? Do you just sort of throw in chord shapes until you find what works, or are you using, what you learned in theory and stuff?
So Brandon does most of the songwriting, especially in like structure and guitar.
I don't know any song theory at all. Like, I don't know the names of chords even, like, at all. I don't understand music that way. So the way I always explain it is like the game Simon says, where, that old game where there's like the colors and the beeping and shit, and you have to, remember it. So I take that concept and just make a song up kind of in my head, the start of it, and then try and transfer what I'm hearing in my head into reality on a guitar.
It turns out that it's actually pretty crazy how technical it is, because it's really...
Because, they start to sound kind of jazzy, I just want to, I just fuck around until I like what I hear. And that's the basic rule of Geronimo.
And I think the really cool thing about the people we have in the band is they're all very well trained with that aspect of things. So like they're able to end up playing those parts in a way that makes sense.
The EP in 2017, that was like your guys' first time together, like being with a studio engineer and a producer and stuff, it sounds like. What did you guys learn, and like what have you learned on your journey so far about what works and what doesn't when it comes to actually getting that final mix and the final recording, like sounding the way you guys want it to?
I know one. Click tracks and timing matter, even though you think they don't. When we made Kingdoms, like I was very like just make a song. Like I didn't really think of the consequences later down the line of like you can't make a song that's in 135.098. You learn once you're in the studio and you got, you know, your guy yelling at you like, why the fuck didn't you figure this out? And I was like, it never crossed my mind. It just sounded cool, you know. But now like I know those things, and now when we go in, it seems like we're more prepared every single time than the last time, you know? So we learn a little tiny thing each time, I think.
If you put your ideas into music, but it doesn't sound good and no one wants to listen to it, then it doesn't really matter. So like, we're trying to find ways to produce our stuff in a way that like is more palatable, I guess. Like
digestible.
Yeah, digestible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like post-hardcore for people who don't listen to, like aren't used to post-hardcore, like they've never heard it before. It's like a gateway drug.
And we're really just kind of like developing our live show into something that's like consistent and fun.
Yeah.
And we're definitely on Spotify, so just add us to your playlist and like our songs, and just stay tuned because we got a lot more coming this year.
Thanks so much for watching my full interview with Little Geronimo. I had a whole lot of fun talking to these guys, and they've got tons of more awesome music on the way, so you're going to want to follow them on the links that I put in the description. Also, I am always looking for more bands to interview and more bands to promote on the show, so leave me a comment with a link to your music if you'd like to be featured. Once again, I'm Ethan, this is The Opening Act. I'll see you guys next time.